Good morning, everyone. It's Brenda Quintana here. I hope you're all well today. We have a very gray day here. I'm hoping the sun might pop its head out at some point, but it's that time of year where things can be a little gray. So that's why we do paper crafting, I think. It's because we need a little color in our lives and a little something to make us happy. And today I have two cards that I am going to color. It is also Casing Tuesday, and that's the day when we take a card out of the catalog and we give it a makeover. And so let's take a look at today's card. It is right here. So this card is on page 11 of what we used to call it the holiday catalog. Now it's called the July to December mini catalog, but has a lot of holiday products in it. And so this card is on page 11. I actually really like this card. The supplies used on this card, well, the banner, that is on, it's not available to order right now, but it will be at the end of the month. I'm just gonna take a quick look. Okay, I don't have the date written down, but I think it's later on in the second half of October. And I do have a project coming up with that one because I really do like the banner and all the greenery. So I will share a project later on this month with that. But today I'm going to take this card and use it as a blueprint to create another card. So here's the sketch that we're working off of today. And of course, you can change the size of everything. So this original card was a note card. So if you want the dimensions of what I use for my card, you can pop over to my blog. It's the first link and down below in the description of the video. You can kind of see my finger popping down below. Just go in the description and that will take you over to my blog post, and that will give you the measurements for what I ended up using. So you can change it out. I made it into a full size card. So those are just the layers. Those will help you figure out how big the layers should be. So good morning to everyone who's joining me this morning. I'll talk to you all afterwards. So I hope you'll join in. We have a Facebook group. Check it out down below in the description, and you can join it and you can share your card with us. So I think that's always really cool. Okay, let me switch over to my other camera and I will share my cards. So here are my cards for the day. It's really dark here today, isn't it? Let's see if I can get a little bit more light. That's a little better. It's just a little dark here. Let's see if this light will help too. Okay. It's casting a few little shadows, but that's okay. So this stamp set is called North Pole Mischief. And if you have a fun-loving personality like I do, or I don't know if I'm fun-loving, but I do like to tell jokes. I like punny things. I think this is so cute. Happy gift wrapping season, and the little dog has wrapped the cat and is now sending it to the North Pole. I think this is really cute and funny, and I think we do need to smile. Smiling and laughter is really good medicine for the soul. So I think that's super cute. And then we have this one for those cat lovers out there. You've been good this year, mostly. So I think that's so cute. I love the expression on the cat's face and the little goldfish. So that's how I adapted this card. You remember the original card had that banner and all that holly. So you can see how you can take a card that was it looked a lot more fancy than mine, but now I've taken it and turned it into like a fun card. And I know a lot of people would like these cards. A lot of my friends are animal lovers. Okay, so let's talk about the products I use. This one, North Pole Mischief, it has those two greetings and the two images. It also has Mary Mary, which is cute, and a little paw print if you want to use that as a background stamp, or I didn't use it on my card, but I think paw prints are always really cute. Then I also used the Knit Together stamp set. It's not really, it's one stamp. It's a big stamp. I'll show it to you in a minute with this knit pattern on it. And you can see that I used it in the background. I wanted to have paper that was neutral. This is a big white space. And I didn't want to, anytime you put white elsewhere on the card, it draws the eye away. So this really frames up the outside of the card. So just by using the simple texture, also this is going to mail really well because it's, because I didn't use an extra paper layer, and it's going to, or an embossed layer, this is going to be a really flat layer. It doesn't add any weight to your card. So I used that, and then I used some red and white glimmer paper, and I used just a tiny bit of this paper. Again, partly because things don't adhere well to glimmer paper. So if I had used a big layer from top to bottom, this whole piece of red glimmer in between, you wouldn't have seen it. So I just cut 2 little strips, and that also keeps the card nice and light for mailing. And you know, why cover up that much glimmer paper? If it was cardstock, I probably would have just cut the cardstock layer. But in this case, the glimmer paper, look at how pretty it's sparkly. It's just lovely. Oh, and then these little guys are festive pearls. And those are my gift of the month. If you spend at least $50 with me in October, that will be your gift. I'll show you those on a sheet in a moment. Okay, let's get stamping. And I'm going to stamp both cards today because these cards are a little easier because we're not doing a whole lot to them. So I've got my Stamparatus out here. This is a stamp positioning tool. I tend to use blocks more, but there's some good reasons why I do use this. I use this when I'm stamping multiple cards, so Christmas card season is a good time to use them. And background stamps. This is a really nice time to use a background stamp. Let me just shove some of these out of the way so I have a little bit more room. So basically they have 2 plates like this, and you can hinge them, one from the top, one from the side. I'm just needing one of the plates this time. I've already positioned my stamp on here, but earlier what I did is I just took this is my card base. It's 8.5 by 5.5 and scored in half at the 4 1/4 inch mark. And it's better if you can just use your bone folder to like smooth down the fold, because you want this to lay flat while you're stamping it. And I'm just going to lay this here. I don't want it right to the corner here and putting the stamp, because it's harder to get a good image if your image is like right at the corner. So I've got some of this little grid paper, and I'm just kind of going out a couple of grids I've kind of positioned here. And the way I position the stamp, I won't do it now because I've got ink on the stamp that I haven't cleaned off. But when the stamp was clean, I put this down, I put the stamp face down on here and made sure it was centered over top of here. And then I used the plate to pick it up. I just pressed down and I picked it up, and so now it's positioned correctly. And as long as I remember where it's at, or what you can do with the with this paper is, if you are having trouble remembering where your grid is, you know, on your grid paper, you can just draw yourself like a little mark with some Sharpie or whatever you want. And now I know, okay, that's my corner that I want to line everything up on. And then I'm going to take, this is another little trick. You can take your stamp set case and just put it underneath here. This creates like a kind of a flat surface rather than being on a slight angle. I'm going to use Garden Green. So I'm using Garden Green ink on Garden Green cardstock, and I'm just going to take my ink pad in my hand and make sure this whole stamp is inked up. We cannot use a magnet. This comes with magnets. We can't use a magnet to hold this in place because the stamp covers the entire surface of the card. So I've inked that up, and now I am going to just close this on here and just press down. Make sure I got a good stamped image. And then lift. It's kind of sticking because of the ink, but I can lift it off, and there it is. Ta-da! So we'll do the same with another card base because I'm making 2 of them. So you can see how this would be really quick if you were making multiples. Say you're making 50 Christmas cards, you cut up all your card bases, and then you just come and put each piece in your stamp apparatus and ink it up. And then you've got some nice background, and I think it's just as fast as adding designer series paper to the front, because you know, by the time you've cut the designer series paper and glued it on, I think you can stamp in about the same amount of time. So just an alternative for background designer series paper. Okay, so I've got my 2 card bases. And now we're going to stamp our layers, our image layers, or focal point layers. These pieces measure 5 inches by 2 3/4 inches. We'll start off with this one right here, and I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I'm just going to tap this on here, make sure I get a good image. For this one, I want to just kind of center it from top to bottom, and you know, just about the same distance from the left side, and then press down. And this is, I've mounted this stamp. This is an E block. It's one of our larger blocks because it doesn't quite fit on a D block, so this is an E block. And then the matching greeting is on an H block. And then I'll just add this one. This is the matching greeting for this one. Happy gift wrapping season. Oh, and one of the neat things about these greetings is because of the font, even if you're a little bit crooked, it probably won't show because it's not a very even font. It's a good font to match this, but it's, yeah. So anyway, it's a lovely little font. Okay, so that is stamp number 1. And then we're going to come in here with the kitty and fishbowl. And I'm just going to ink this one up. Tap, 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 tap. And this one is going to be closer to the right side. And this one won't be centered from top to bottom, but you want it a little closer to the bottom than the top, and maybe a little bit further in on the right side than the other one was. Okay. And then I'll grab the greeting for this one and just kind of put it over top here. Okay. Then we'll grab some Stampin' Blends. And I didn't do, well, on this one I did more coloring, but on this one I didn't do too much. So let's start off with the little goldfish. And we'll just add, this is the Pumpkin Pie Light Stampin' Blends. I'm using the bullet tip. And then I'm going to use Granny Apple Green, the dark. And I'm going to do this little tree inside the goldfish bowl. Let that dry for a little bit and move on to something else. I do want to color the rest of the fish bowl too. So we'll do, this is Real Red Light, and I'll just hit this. I don't even know what this is, but I just thought it was real red worthy. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of the, this is Light Crumb Cake. And I don't know, this cat, the way they colored him in the catalog, he looks a little Siamese. So adding just a little bit of highlight in the crumb cake makes him look even more, or her, I don't know, even more Siamese. So just adding a bit. And then I'm going to come in and color the sand right here. All right, so for the base of the fishbowl, I'm going to take my pool party, and this is the dark. And then I'm going to take Smoky Slate Light, and I'm going to go over the pool party dark. It's going to change the color up a little bit. Make it kind of like a blue gray. And then I'll take my pool party light, and I'm just going to come in and move around the fish. Not going quite to the top, just there's a little bit of headspace up at the top. And then I'm just going to come around the tree, trying not to touch the ink or the blends around the tree. I don't want it to bleed. And that's all really I did for this one. So I've just got a little hint of crumb cake on the cat. The goldfish is in pumpkin pie. The base here is pumpkin pie and smoky slate, but just some really simple coloring. This one's really a fast color. This one is a little bit more because we've got all this ribbon that I think needs to be colored. So let's go ahead and start coloring it. I'm going to use Real Red Light. And it just takes a little while to color all of these pieces of ribbon, but I think it's worth it. So it's already October. Can you believe that? I can't believe where the summer went. It's just like gone. And now we're into full-on fall. And this weekend, our son and his girlfriend are coming for a very short visit. They have, they both study up in Canada at the University of Waterloo. And they have Canadian Thanksgiving this weekend. So they are coming for a short visit. And so I'm looking forward to that. I think we're not going to do your usual Thanksgiving Day feast, though, because they are not coming till Sunday, and they're having Thanksgiving Day feast over at the girlfriend's house, parents' house, before they come up here. So I thought, you know, double turkey is a lot. Also, it's harder to find all the fixings this time of year. Well, I'm sure I could dig up a turkey if I needed to, but the truth is, I don't love making turkey. It's a lot of work. Okay, so I've got all that red ribbon colored. I'm going to take Granny Apple Green Dark and do the collar of the dog. And I'm going to do smoky slate light accents on the dog, just to give it just a little bit more. So I'm just kind of outlining the dog, going down on the lower part, a little shading just around the edge, a little around the head. We'll do a little around the ear too. I think that's maybe a little shading under here. Just kind of keep it simple. It just adds a little bit to it, but not too much. And then I've got my crumb cake here, and I'm just gonna again, this kind of makes the cat look a little bit more Siamese by adding just a little of the crumb cake light. And I know there's probably a few Canadians on here. Let me know what you're going to do for Canadian Thanksgiving. Are you making a turkey? I guess I have to say, I do like the peripherals of Thanksgiving dinner. Like I love cranberry sauce, I love stuffing and mashed potatoes. But turkey is not my favorite, so maybe that's why I'm a little biased. I don't want to do. So if you wanted to, you could leave the gift white, but I think it looks better if we color it in. So I'm going to take Granny Apple Green Light and just color in the box. It just gives it a little bit more of a pop of color. And after you've done all the real red ribbon, this doesn't take very long. Okay. All right, there's my coloring on the two cards. And on a gray day like this, it's wonderful to do some coloring because it makes me happy. All right, so now we're gonna take these and just adhere them to the card base. So simple. I'm gonna stand up. Centering's easier when you stand up. And it's basically side to side, top to bottom. Just try and eyeball to make sure you have the right amount of distance. We'll do the same for the other one. And pop this down. Okay, so I've got these two. And then I cut some little pieces of the red glimmer paper. These measure 4.5 by 1/4 inch. So I just cut little tiny, tiny strips. And so now it's just a matter of putting some Tombow on these little strips. And then I'm just gonna line this up. You have a few seconds to move it. Okay, and then just press down. This just adds, you could do this for almost any layer. Just putting a little tiny strip of red glimmer paper, or that paper also comes, it has white in the pack as well. So you can add like little white accents. Okay. So look how much blingier this is compared to this, right? It's got just more sparkle. So I like that. I just copied that right off of the other card. That's the brilliant part about having a catalog in front of you. You don't have to reinvent every single layout. Just take a layout that you like from the catalog and then pop your own images in it, right? And you can delete layers. You don't have to use every single layer that's on the other card. I certainly didn't. Okay, then we just need, these are called festive pearls. And I mentioned that this is my gift of the month. It will be sent in November. So we're just going to add a few to here. So here's a red pearl. I'm going to put it right on here. And I'm going to take a gold pearl and put it over here. And this is kind of, I think originally these were supposed to be green, but they're kind of almost like a pool party shade. So they work well. So that just gives the card just a little bit of extra shine, gleam, whatever. And then for this little guy, I think I want a little gold on his dog tag. And we'll grab a little red, put it on here, and then a little silver dot. I'm going to put it up here. Okay, that's it. I can't believe how easy those cards were. The main thing of this was coloring. So if you were making these as Christmas cards, I would just do all the stamping in your craft room and then take these and go binge watch something and color at the same time. Or listen to music or something, you know, in your craft room. Coloring these really wasn't too bad at all. And there you go. He's so cute, right? I love it. Okay, coming back over to you. I hope you like those cards. I had to get the stamp set, North Pole Mischief, because it's just cute. I love cute little animals with cute greetings. We need to smile more, right? Absolutely. Okay. I want to share with you what my host code is for the month. It is it, and use this host code to get my host code gift. Today we have free shipping. Haven't even talked about the free shipping yet. This is a one-day only free shipping special from Stampin' Up, and it's on orders of $75 or more. Use my host code as well, and then you can get a gift from me that will be mailed in November. If your order is large, if it's over $150, then please take the host code off. So if it's already embedded on there, you can take it off, or just don't add it, because then I want you to have the Stampin' Rewards. And so just use the host code if your order is under $150. All orders will also get a free with purchase tutorial. That amount, you just need to be over $15 to get that free tutorial. What else can I tell you? Oh, and our starter kit promotion also starts today. So the starter kit is a fabulous deal always. It's $99, but and it has free shipping on it, so you can get that special all month long. And you get $155 worth of free product to put in your starter kit. So you're paying $99 and you're getting $155. So you're getting $56 for free in your starter kit. So it's a really good deal. And then you're part of my Bee Stampers team, and then you get to attend my online team events. You get to be part of my team Facebook group, and I have a wonderful team, and some of them are on here today. And so think about the starter kit. Do I have my link to the starter kit? Okay, I'm going to put my host code away because you don't need that to get the starter kit. Here is the link to get the starter kit. And if you go to this page, it will have information about the special, and it will have a little bit of information about the starter kit. Some questions that will be answered for you. And if you have more questions, just email me. I am very happy to answer your questions because I want you to know what that's all about. So that is how you find out more about the starter kit. Anything else happening? There's a new birthday card planner kit that's available. And that, if you if you go to the Stampin' Up! Store, I'm sure there will be a banner about that. That's a new card kit, but it's also got a planner where you can write down all the birthdays that you have in any given month. And then there's pockets to put cards, your cards for those birthdays, so you can kind of plan ahead. And birthdays don't change from year to year, so you can reuse it. It's not like a yearly calendar where 2022 doesn't have the same dates on it as 2023. Your birthday is always your birthday, unless there's a little coyote walking in my backyard. He's so sweet. Some people don't like coyotes, but we don't have any pets right now, so I'm not worried about my pets. So I'm just like, oh. Okay, sorry, that was a squirrel moment, except it was a coyote. Anyway, the planner, your birthday doesn't change from year to year unless you are, one of those unusual birthdays like February 28th, 29th, but your birthday's still at the same time. So you write down everyone's birthdays and then you can use it year after year and use it to tuck your cards in. Anyway, I think that's kind of cool. All right, I'm going to talk to you guys and see what's going on in your life. I'm going to pop that away and find out if you have any questions for me. Good morning, Marty from Pittsburgh, and good morning, Ellie from Connecticut, and Dee from Kansas City. Marty says she loves them, and I know why you love them, because you love animals, maybe even more than I do. I don't know if that's possible, though. I love animals a lot. So good morning, Mary. Good morning, Janine from Indiana, where her furnace is on. Yeah, well, my furnace is also on, and it's been on for a week or two because that's me. I'm not going to torture myself with, it's just, our house is just too cold. Okay. Marty says she's been resisting turning hers on. I gave up that battle years ago. I just decided I needed it on early. Marty says she got the knit stamp set last year for the sweater tutorial. She loves the texture. Yeah, you know what? It's really good texture. Even if you're not making a sweater card, it's just kind of got that, knit feel, a traditional sweater. It just looks really kind of a nice little backdrop. And the nice thing about doing tone-on-tone stamping like that is it does not take away from the focal point, which you want people focused on your cute stamping. And it just enhances it. It frames it up. It gives it a little bit more depth. And so I really think it's a good stamp set to have as a background stamp in your toolbox, right? I'm just reading some comments. Marty said, how did Canada decide what day our Thanksgiving on? I have no idea. And, also, I think, Thanksgiving, I'm maybe historical dates are accurate or not, but it's I don't know. I have no idea why Thanksgiving is a different day in Canada versus the US, but they probably have a reason for it. But it's always the second Monday in October, so that's just always the way it's been. It's just a little different, and I think it changes the tone. Like, I think for Americans, Thanksgiving kicks off the Christmas season. It's like those two holidays, where in Canada it doesn't have that same sort of feel, because then you have Halloween, and then you still have the whole month of November before you even think about December, Christmas time, right? So anyway, it's just a little different. But it's always been that way. Good morning, Pam. Thank you for sharing. Cindy says, those are so cute. Guess that stamp set will get added to my list today for free shipping. Great. That's awesome. I think, well, you may already have the knit stamp set, but I really think North Pole Mischief is super, super cute. Thank you. You're welcome, Cindy. Dee said, such a cute card. So whimsical. Dee said the birthday planner is a perpetual calendar. That's the correct word. How cool. Yeah, so it's kind of neat. There's a video that Sarah did on the calendar. So if it's not available, if you need to find that, just let me know and I will send you the link to that. Dee said, maybe Canada Day is like Lent, or it's X many days or weeks from another important date. So I don't know if you're talking about Thanksgiving or Canada Day. Canada Day is in July, and that Canada Day is always on July 1st. And, you know, American Thanksgiving is always the fourth Thursday of November, right? And Canada Thanksgiving is always the second Monday of October. So it doesn't, the date changes, but it's always at the same time. It's not like Easter that shifts greatly. And I think Hanukkah also shifts. So, you know, you've got those, but yeah, these ones don't really shift a lot. Oh, you meant Canadian Thanksgiving Day. Yeah, so it's always on the second. It doesn't shift from year to year. It's kind of just like the American one has a set fourth Thursday, and it's just the same way for Canada Day, or for Canadian Thanksgiving. Okay. Well, I hope you guys have a... so I just saw Cindy's comment come up. This is a different Cindy. We have two Cindys on here. She said she absolutely loves these two fun, adorably sweet animal cards. Well, thank you. I'm so glad you like them. It is a great stamp set. Okay, well, I hope you guys have a great week. I have a 3D tutorial this week on a Friday, so I hope you'll join me on my YouTube channel for that. That will be at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on my QB's Quest YouTube channel, and you can find all those links if you click on over to my blog, and you'll find links to my YouTube and everything. All right, guys, have a great week, and I will see you on Friday. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.